TGS 2005, and I can tell you, there's no place in the world I'd rather be in. From the looks of things, I'm not alone. Over the next 3 days, over 150,000 people are going to cram through these doors to check out over 1,400 booths on display. 1,400. But the best part for you is we're going to be sneaking backstage, we're going to be jumping the queue, we're going to be begging, we're going to be crying like babies if we have to get some of the coolest interviews with some of the hottest designers on the hottest games, the latest consoles, and let's be honest, some of the hottest women in the world here at TGS 2005. So let's get into it. PlayStation 3. Now I'm down here at the Sony booth with just about every other kid in Tokyo, so let's fight our way through that crowd and check out what Sony's next generation of gaming has to offer.
The next generation of consoles represent an unprecedented leap in graphics and processing technology. Powered by Sony's all-new Cell processor, the PlayStation 3 is designed to produce in-game cinema-quality graphics and sound. Sony showcased several PS3 videos in their theatre. However, there was one game being demoed on the floor.
One of the most highly anticipated games on the PlayStation 3 is Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, we weren't sure if it was going to be here. We were hoping. We were praying. We were sweating it out on the plane over here, but to our very glee, we have the latest demo of that very game. So let's kick it.
奥だよ、お姉ちゃん。おはよう。あ、奥だよ、お姉ちゃん。タコ。待たせたね。今度こそ僕の出番だ。今どこにいるんだ？もし安全なところ。遠隔操作。歩行制御はセルプロセッサーだよ。マジか。覚悟で。そうだね。動いてはいや、突破する気がない。護身施設に。もちろん、ずっと追跡してね。スネーク、なんだ、わざとやめたくないよ。いや、火種を探していたところ。まさにここは火種の真っ只中だからね。もはや隠れるところはない。メタルギアスリップ4ガンズ・オブ・ザ・パトリオット。セルプロセッサーってあるか。
We're down here at the Bandai booth of the Tokyo Game Show. I've got a good friend of mine, Nobi Matsuo, here. He's going to be telling us all about what's on the floor this year.
Alright, what we got on the floor here on the very first stand is Dot Hack GU. Dot Hack GU is a sequel to our previous Dot Hack. It was a pretty big hit. It was a multi-volume RPG that we came out with. And this time we're coming out with another second rendition of it for the PlayStation 2. The story basically takes place in the same universe, but a whole new set of different cast and characters, and pretty much it's another going to be a multi-volume system. Should be a pretty epic story. And on the next set, we have Gundam Seed, Federation versus Zao. The gameplay is very similar to Gundam versus Zeta Gundam, if you recall it. But all the graphics have been updated, and then all the mobile suits have been replaced with the Gundam Seed series. So they've all been upgraded, newer mobile suits and everything. And on the next set, we have SD Gundam Gashapon Wars.
Is that the one where you play with the little monsters out of the machine? Good. Let's go and have a look at that.
All right, let's go check it out.
No, but who have we got with us today?
Okay, today we're fortunate enough to be, be in the presence of both the Bandai and the Nintendo producer for the game. As I may have said earlier, the game is produced both by Bandai's side in cooperation with Nintendo. So we have the Bandai producer, Mr. Ono, and then we also have the Nintendo producer, Mr. Koganezawa. And they'll be showing you guys the game.
Fantastic, let's see what the game looks like.
This is basically based off of the Gundam games, but they're like a little bit shrunk down to SD. The naming Gashapon Wars comes from a vending machine. They come in these little capsules, so that's why they look like these little toys. And basically, you grab all these, and you grab like 4 of your friends, and you go at it like it's like a party game, smash 'em up, beat 'em up. The interesting thing about this game is the variety of mobile suits and equipment you can use. There's about over 140, I believe, different types of mobile suits, battleships, and aircraft in the game that you can use. They're all in SD formats. They're like little toys, but the controls are really great. So this is where we have right now. It's a single-player game. You have all these there's tons of different size mobile suits. There's not one size. You got like the big transforming one. You have the regular little Gundam guys, and some of them, it's interesting, some of them do transform. And when they do transform, the play mechanics for them completely change. They're more like a hover vehicle, and they play a totally different way. Right now on the right, you got the big black guy. He's the Psycho Gundam. He's really slow, but the damage is incredible. So it's just a different balance. You want a lot of maneuverability, or you want slow and heavy hitting. Those are the different balances, to put it easily. As you can see, there's different environments. They're destructible. As far as I can tell, what Mr. Ono told me, it's about 40 different environments and stages you can go ahead and play out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and probably select a different environment to check it out with different mobile suits. Right now, Mr. Ono picked the Big Zam. This time it's a different scale. It's a whole lot bigger and a whole lot more damaging. It's pretty much what I said earlier. You want to go for light or you want to go heavy. And this time he went for real heavy. Each of the mobile suits and all the robots and stuff have their own unique types of attacks. Some of them have beam attacks, other them have physical attacks. Each of the characters themselves has maybe 3 different variations of attacks they can do. But yeah, each of the mobile suits and mobile armors and everything, they behave completely differently. So, you have 140 different, but it's not really repetitive at all. That was Gashapon Wars, and it's estimated to come out in Japan this winter. Samurai Champloo is a hack and slash game. You go around slashing a bunch of people. It's based off of a combo system that mixes both sword play and music. So it's a really, really cool game.
So you're talking about a game where I get to be a samurai, I get to play music, and I get to slash people up.
Get to have it all.
Good, let's go and have a look.
Well, Samurai Champloo is based off of the animated series on Cartoon Network. It's highly popular for being, really gritty, but it's got a little elements of like hip hop and everything. So we're hoping to be able to translate that into a video game on the PS2 system. So I'll go ahead and start off and show you the game. The game is basically like a hack and slash samurai game. But the interesting thing about it is the game is centered around a combo system. All hack and slash have combos, but the combo system is integrated with the music, like the background music. So if you actually have control of what kind of background music plays, and when you change the background music, the combo system tree will change. You'll be able to see it on the footage when I show it to you. Okay, so we've got a bunch of bad guys right now. We're starting out. If you can see from the top of the screen, there's a chain. You have 2 different types of attacks for him. You have the standard red attacks, which is a square button, and you also have the green attacks. You'll see it sometimes come up like that. That's a counter system. If you and an enemy both attack each other at the same time, you'll parry. And it's a timing system. When you parry, you have to press whatever the correct button is on the screen that displays, whether that be a circle, triangle, or an X. Mugen has the ability to do like double jumps. He's got a lot of jump attacks, aerial attacks, like that. The game will have various selectable weapons as well. That can sometimes change your stance and attacks. But most of the time, this stays pretty much similar. Now we'll go in and start sending in with some music going on. So we'll do it, we'll click it in, and you can switch it in like this. You'll see a turntable, and you can switch between. This one only has 2 tracks right now. But if you go with 1 track, you can see the chain changes differently. So you can time it correctly, and then follow a different tree. You can go in the bottom tree, and do another one. You'll notice that there's a red square. A red square, when you get to it, you get a hyper mode. If I can time it correctly. There we go. This is when you go really, really fast and your attacks are more and more powerful. There's a lot of those little timing things in the game. And then let me switch around to a different one and you get another different set. The point of the game is to get a lot of different music background tracks that gives you different variations of combos. Different combos will have different tactical advantages and disadvantages depending on the situation. So this is Samurai Champloo. We're planning on releasing it in the first quarter sometime. It's not set yet, but yeah, it's definitely coming out in 2006.
So man, I don't know if you realize, but 2 things that I most aspire to be in my life is a ninja or a samurai and a DJ. So I gotta tell you, I'm getting me a copy of that one.
Absolutely, I'm getting myself one too when it comes out. Finally, we have a Nintendo DS game called Tamagotchi. This one's a little bit different along the lines we've been coming out. You know, the audience is mostly male and everything. This time we have a game more dedicated to the girls. If you recall, there's a big hit with the little Tamagotchi games, you know, or the little LCD games. Well, we take that and we take that world, and then basically you partner up with those little characters and you create your own little shop. You know, so you can be a baker, florist, you know, a dentist and whatever, and use the little stylus to go and help your partner build a bigger and bigger, like pretty much empire for either dentistry or bakery or whatever. But it's a great game. It's definitely interesting.
Namco were also showcasing Frame City for the Xbox 360 and playable Ridge Racer 6. Expect to see Ridge Racer 6 within the launch window, and Frame City not far behind. To be released in tandem with Peter Jackson's latest blockbuster, Ubisoft's King Kong game is looking like a heap of fun. We managed to gain access to the producer, Emmanuel Kursale, for a personal demonstration. So how many levels are we talking about in this game, Emmanuel?
The whole game is actually pretty long. It just follows really close to the story of the game. I cannot tell you how many levels there will be, but it will be about maybe 10 to 15. It's really
beautiful. And can you power your monkey up? Does he get stronger and learn new moves?
Actually, it doesn't learn new moves. Means like so powerful. Just but you got 2 gameplays. In one part, you can play as a human, and then you can play as the ape, and it's really like 2 really different experiences from the game. So this is the part we're trying to save Anne, going around and finding some more. And this time, got 2 T-Rexes, so you got to be careful.
And the motion of our big monkey here, he looks very monkey-like. Is this based on watching monkeys prance about and hit things, or?
Yes, this has been based on like watching the monkeys and working a lot with Peter Jackson himself, trying to really recreate what he had in mind when he designed the movie.
And where did you get a monkey that big?
That's a good question. God. Okay, this is the second finishing move, which is also really cool. Throw him away. Because you're a Kong. You're big, you're strong. Okay, so this is the part when we play as Jack. So this is, you actually, it's a first-person view, so you actually see through the eyes of the character. So you got the two friends, which, okay, here they are. And as you can see, this is the face of Jack Black. It looks really realistic. You got haze. And so what's happening here is that your friends are telling you that the monster is coming. And, uh-oh, there he is. And so in this part, well, you get a gun, basically, but you're a human, you're weak. And this is a big, big monster, so what you gotta do is get away. And while your friends are trying to open the door, this door, you gotta keep the monster busy.
And so when can people expect to be playing Peter Jackson's King Kong?
In Japan, it will be at the same time as the movie, so for December.
And a US release date?
US release should be somewhere in November.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for that, Emmanuel. Looks great.
When it comes to computer game merchandising, you cannot beat Japan. Here at TGS, they're going wild for that stuff. I've seen queues going around the block. So let's go and see what all the hype's about.
I'm here with Toyama-san, the director of Forbidden Sirens 2. We're about to have a chat to him and a look at the game and see just how it's coming along. Toyama-san, can you tell me a little bit about the trailer that we're about to see?
The story basically takes place on an island called Yamijima, where 29 years ago there was a blackout, and all of the people on the island disappeared shortly after the blackout, and the island was basically abandoned. The story starts in the present, where several different people with different motivations, different reasons, go to the island, and once they get there, a siren goes off, and these people find themselves in a completely different world, where there are different kinds of characters, dead people, zombies, etc., that they need to deal with. And that's where the story really starts. One of the key aspects of the Siren series is the multi-character aspect and the multi-story aspect of it. So there are different characters and each of them have their own stories. This time we've expanded the characters somewhat, so there's even a member of the Self-Defense Force, for example, who's a strong kind of a military character. But there's also little boy character as well that comes out in the story. Certainly by improving a lot of some of the action aspects from the previous version, we've made the game a lot more interesting, a lot more scary for the users. But really the emphasis this time is on light and dark, and the difference between what happens in the light and what you can't see happening in the dark. And the fact that you can't always see what's going on is a key aspect to creating a sense of horror. The other thing is that we really created a beautiful sense of light and spotlight and dark and shadow that gives a unique atmosphere to the game. Certainly, in terms of creating the light and the dark and those kinds of effects and visuals, it's not so much that we're at the limit of the hardware that's available now, but rather that we looked at the PS2 platform and decided to take it as far as we could go intentionally. So that's really what we've done with the visuals this time, is really pushed it as far as we thought we could go. For Japan, the game is going to be available in February. For other world markets, we're not ready with a release date just yet.
Microsoft and Nintendo. Now, from what I've heard, Microsoft are pretty keen to get Japan pumped about the 360, but the exciting rumour is that Nintendo will be revealing the controller for the Nintendo Revolution. So let's get in there and take a peek.
This year, Nintendo celebrated Mario's 20th birthday with the launch of a limited edition Famicom version of the Game Boy Micro. The Nintendo DS has enjoyed strong sales, driven by popular new software titles such as Nintendogs and the soon-to-be-released Mario Kart DS. Nintendo's president, Satoru Iwata, provided fans with an exciting sneak peek of the innovative new control system for the Revolution console.
We started by disregarding the conventional wisdom that the game controller must be held by both hands. Please take a look at this video.
With the Xbox 360 launch only months away, Microsoft were eager to show attendees exactly why they should be excited about the new machine. Helping drive the message home were demonstrations of Epic Software's futuristic shooter Gears of War and Q Entertainment's action title 99 Nights. Here's a sneak peek of some of the games you can look forward to on Xbox 360. we were also able to get access to an exclusive interview with the lead designer of one of the hottest games at the show. We're here with Cliffy B from Epic Games. We're going to be talking a little bit about Gears of War, but you don't want to hear from me at the moment. Here's the man.
How's it going, man? Gears of War is a third-person action game that combines the best elements of squad-based tactical action with the elements that I like from action horror games. I love the slow pace of those tactical action games. I like the order systems. I like the squad-based elements, but I don't like the fact that they take place in Baghdad or Mogadishu or those kinds of places, right? I also like horror games. I like Fatal Frame and whatnot, but I don't like the weak protagonists or the obtuse puzzles that are in those games. If you could combine those two elements into a cool entertainment experience, that would be what Gears of War is.
Awesome. Can you tell me what the level we're seeing right at the moment? What can you tell me about that?
Well, my buddy here, Mark Rain, he's the VP at Epic. He's Canadian, don't hold it against him. We got our homeboy Marcus, he's the main character of the game, right? He's got his crew in Delta Company. They're trapped after dark. The enemies are the Locust Horde, they're from the underground of the planet. Since it's gotten darker, the Locusts are really, really good at night, and they've unleashed these krill, which are like these kind of air piranhas that will eat Marcus if he steps outside of the light. And now he's going to try and find a way out with his hide and tack.
Awesome. Now, a lot of people, I guess, are thinking about Unreal in relation to this game, given the success of it. What sort of similarities and what sort of major differences can you tell us about?
Well, I think it's possible to draw some similarities with Unreal because this is a sci-fi game, Unreal is a sci-fi game. But if you look at how Gears is shaping up, the over-the-shoulder cam, the focus on the character animations and interactions with the environment, the squad-based elements as well, and it's a lot darker than Unreal. Unreal has a lot of bright, kind of happy colors and a lot of the gory, over-the-top violence. Gears is a lot more intimate, a lot more dark, and a lot more visceral.
Awesome. Now, I noticed in a demo we saw a bit earlier, he was popping off shotgun shots right across his shoulder and stuff like that. First of all, sweet. Second of all, does it get a little bit harder to aim and stuff like that when you're doing that stuff?
Yeah, you're aiming as crap when you generally do that, but you look really, really cool. You wouldn't really do it in real life. It's one of those things like guns akimbo, right? Nobody actually carries two guns. Nobody actually shoots a gun sideways gangsta style, but it looks cool in the movies and it looks cool in games.
Well, thanks a lot for your time, man. The game looks awesome. Can't wait to see it.
Appreciate it.
People all over the world love computer games, but when you see what I'm about to show you, I think you'll agree that people from Japan take video games just a little bit more seriously. If you want information on the Xbox 360 from Microsoft, Peter Moore is your man. Now, Daniel has managed to nab himself an exclusive demonstration of the system. He's chilling with the guy on the couch right now. Let's cross to it.
Okay, I'm down here at the Tokyo Game Show. I'm here with a fairly important guy at the moment, my good friend Peter Moore. He's the Vice President of Worldwide Marketing and Game Development for the Xbox 360. Peter, what do you got for us today?
Well, what we're showing today, Daniel, obviously behind me there's a ton of games being played, but today I'm going to show you on this beautiful television we have here, not only how you can play games, but perhaps equally importantly, how you bring your digital entertainment to life in the living room, how you use your Xbox 360 as a digital entertainment amplifier for all the stuff we now own, our portable music players, our digital cameras, our PC which you can connect here. So I'll give you a quick run through and show you how cool it is. So you can see here we're in what we call the blades. This is the music blade. we're actually looking for a device that's connected. You can see there it says portable device. Everything I'm doing is simply on the D-pad here. My portable device, it'll go there, I push it across, I hit the A button, looking for what music we got. Go straight into a song. We're in Japan, so it will be I Will Be There For You. But perhaps equally as cool is the ability to have a visualizer. So imagine you're at home, Saturday night, got a few of your mates around, and you've got a party going on. Instead of just looking at the blade, we go full screen. We have the visualizer. I can control the visualizer. I can have a lot of fun with it with the stick here. As you can see, I'm moving up and down. And then just using the shoulder buttons here on this very cool wireless controller.
It is very cool, isn't it?
Very cool. And your wives and girlfriends will be very happy. There's no cables anymore to trip over. I can change all the different visualizers. I can move them. It's really trippy. It's very cool. And obviously I can just let this run. And as long as my portable music player is attached, I've got my whole playlist. And of course it's all multi-channel sound. So it's very, very cool. So if I go back to the blade, so this is specific to music. I go back to the media blade itself, and you can see that I can also have photographs. So I'm not sure what we've got on here. So we're going to look at, we're about to find out, Daniel. It says it's a portable device, and it's found some slides.
Not that many pictures then.
No pictures found. We'll go see what else we got here. That may actually... Yeah. Let's see what's in here.
Not a lot of pictures today. Let's try something else.
Really? So anyway, what happens is you take your photographs, and usually you and I will keep them on our PCs and our laptops. And that's not a great place to show them, but what you can do here is you can connect a digital camera, and you get a slideshow going, of course, with the music backwards. So we'll go back. You can see down here, we get this video that can be stored on the hard drive itself. The Xbox 360 comes with a 20 gigabyte hard drive. Video will be stored. I don't even look here, probably no video found. And then perhaps, I think for the coolest for me, is your Media Center Edition PC. One of the things, I have a personal video recorder at home, but I can only play it on the TV that I've got it linked to.
Yeah, right.
And if I watch it in a different room, what the Xbox 360 will do is we'll network it and send it to whichever TV I want. It's got a Media Center Edition extender in there.
So in a lot of ways you're seeing the 360 as the hub that joins everything else in your home?
Interestingly, I would actually say the Media Center Edition PC is more like the hub. The data will come in, say I'm downloading music, I'm downloading photographs, I'm bringing video in, and I want to be able to manipulate them, edit them, and store them on my PC. But I want to enjoy them on a gorgeous television like this with my music system. I don't want to do it on my PC in my study or my bedroom, and that's the key. If we go back and look at some of the blades, this is very cool. This tracks everything I do with my 360. I'll have my gamer tile, what games I played, how good I am, what my achievements are, and other gamers will be able to see that. So I might look at you and say, he's too good for me, or I think I can kick his ass.
I think it'd be more the latter, Peter, but we'll find out.
And so you can see my achievements, what games I played already. So somebody can look at this. I could go to an arcade, look at very simple fun games. We can actually now deliver demos of games in real time to the gamer. So if there's a game coming out next week and there's a demo available from ourselves or EA or Activision, that demo can be delivered directly to the 360, and I can play it right here. And then trailers. The other thing is game trailers that are not necessarily interactive, but the beautiful videos we all see here today, we can actually then give you those for free, put them on there, and then you can make your buying decision because of that. It's all very cool stuff. Xbox Live, of course, the cornerstone. You've got messages, so you can send me a message, a voice message. I get home, I check in. Hey, it's Daniel, you want to play Halo 2 tonight? I'll send you a voice message back. So it's like an inbox. Who all my friends are, linked directly. And I can go to Marketplace. I can download new levels of games. I can buy cars for Forza or Project Gotham Racing 2. Tons of stuff. And that's done through a point system. And of course, all of this goes through Xbox Live itself. So it's all very cool stuff. If I go back in here, the system itself as well, the console settings, the way it's displayed, the audio, family settings, who in my family I want to allow to play particular games, I'm in control of that.
And so will different family members have their own login for that?
Yeah. So at home, I have a 19-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl. They don't play the same games. They don't watch the same movies. So I create a password that they log in on, and my daughter cannot access the same things my son can. That puts me in control, and it makes me feel comfortable that, quite frankly, my daughter isn't playing games or seeing movies that I don't think are appropriate. What computers are linked, Windows XP or even Serenity, and of course this is the initial setup when you get in there and how you set it all up. So on top of all the great games you see here, this is all added bonus stuff, and it really is cool. And of course the wireless controller, the ability for you to actually turn on and off. The only exercise some of us used to get was getting up and turning on the console. Now I just sit here and I touch it and it's gone.
So I'm going to get even fatter, Peter.
Unfortunately, mate, that's the way it's going to be.
Can you tell me what are the launch games slated for the US? What are we going to see?
Well, certainly in the United States right now, we're looking at the period of launch date, which we announced is November 22nd, the week of Thanksgiving. I think some of the games that you'll see, whether it's day and date, but certainly in the weeks or two to follow, that I'm excited about: Perfect Dark Zero, Project Gotham Racing 3, Cameo, all developed in the UK, by the way, by Perfect Dark Zero and Cameo from the boys at Rare. Project Gotham Racing 3 from the boys at Bizarre Creations in my hometown of Liverpool. And then from our great partners at EA, games like Need for Speed. Of course, the Bedrock franchises, FIFA and Madden will all be there. We're excited about Ghost Recon from Ghost Recon 3, of course, from Ubisoft. King Kong the movie comes out at the same time. If I think of Activision, Call of Duty 2 is spectacular. I think of what certainly we're doing here in Japan. While you won't see in the Japanese games, huge excitement here about 99 Nights. And then of course in the future here we've talked about Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon from Sakaguchi-san. So tons of games, every genre is covered. And not only day one, but when we look at what's coming week after week after week, I think that's going to be the important thing. We couldn't be more excited.
So, Peter, one of the things that I think a lot of people would be interested in is we're going to have amazing sound, we're going to have amazing visuals. There's no question that they've hit a huge peak at the moment in terms of quality. What are Microsoft doing to make sure that the actual gameplay is as strong as the way it looks and sounds?
Well, I think there's a number of things. You're exactly right. Every Xbox 360 game will be 720p. It will play in 16:9 aspect ratio widescreen. It'll be at least 5.1 multi-channel sound. But that high definition experience is all for naught if the gameplay experience isn't there. I think of Xbox Live as innovation. When I think of Perfect Dark Zero, for example, now 32 people can play Perfect Dark Zero in the same game environment. So now you've got a first-person shooter that's completely online. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be in London, you could be in Sydney, you could be in Bangkok. You and I can get in there with all of our friends and we can have a single-player experience, if you will, together. So that innovation. The guys at Bizarre Creations are developing an incredible spectator mode aspect called Gotham TV. And it may well be that I get Project Gotham Racing 3, I look at the streets of Tokyo, and I want to watch two expert racers. Probably two guys from Tokyo playing the game. I live in Seattle. I simply log into Gotham TV, I sit back on the couch, and I watch two guys from Tokyo racing the streets, and I learn from the experience. Then you and I can go play on Gotham TV, we can watch it, then I can do, as we did in original Project Gotham, you may not be online, but I can run my best lap and put up a ghost on there, and then you could come home and then you race against my ghost. So spectator mode, again, is a very cool way of really, A, teaching you the game, making the game less intimidating, and as well, think of the opportunities for now huge competitions in which, let's say, 100,000 people start and play a 6-month racing tournament, and it all comes down to the last two guys. But the other 99,998 people can log in and watch. That's going to be exciting. So those are the things we really get excited about.
Another thing, Peter, that I think people have been wondering about is the silver and the gold membership with Alive. Can you break that down a little bit for us?
In the current generation of Xbox, if there was a barrier for a lot of people, it was the ability to have to use a credit card to at least register to go online. We've removed that. And perhaps more importantly, we've given the opportunity to gamers who don't necessarily upfront want to spend money to go online and interact with other people by having a free tier service which we call Silver. Now, you won't be able to play multiplayer games on that. You have to step up to the gold level of service. But if you want to go online, access Marketplace, you and I talk, use voice chat, post your creds, your achievements up there, that's all free. Our belief is that once we knock down the intimidation factor a little bit that is online gaming, by letting people step into the live service for free in the silver tier, we really believe that they'll want to go and learn more and then step up into the gold service. So you have the silver tier, which is free. You want to go and play multiplayer games online, you move up to the gold service.
I guess on similar lines, for me, being a bit of a games junkie, I look at the premium edition and I go, obviously that's what I need. What's the angle, what are you thinking people will get into well, I don't know what you call it, the non-premium edition, standard edition?
We call it the core system.
Right.
Yeah, so you've got two systems. You've got the core system, which for a lot of people, price is an issue. And we felt it was very important that we came into the market around the world at €299, £209, $299 with a system that immediately allows you to play games. You can connect to Xbox Live Silver. And you then may decide, of course, that you want to step up. You can buy an extra hard drive that goes on there. And straight away, you're playing games for what I think is an incredible price point. And it's really our goal in the next generation to grow the install base. And one thing you don't want is price to be a barrier. And by having that choice, now, you're like me, we'll buy the premium system, which is going to be $399, €399, £279. And here in Japan, it'll be 37,900 yen. These prices for what you get, 20 gigabyte hard drive, wireless controller, headset, you've got a DVD, a Media Center Edition DVD remote control, HD DVD pack, so you can immediately be looking at HD if you're lucky enough to be able to get HD in your area. So you add all that together for $399, it's a heck of a deal.
So Peter, the live angle is obviously a huge thing for you guys. What's going to push Xbox Live into the kind of bigger realms, more people? What's going to make a difference with the 360?
Well, certainly we're very proud of the fact that we already have over 2 million paying subscribers. But quite frankly, when I think of what is the magnitude of the game playing audience that simply wants to go and play games, it may be a few more million people, but I think we're going to top out there of the amount of people that simply want to play, let's call them hardcore games. Our goal is to be able to make the live experience not only a great game playing experience, but truly an entertainment experience. And the ability to bring millions upon millions of people together to play games, to share photographs, to talk to each other. Next year we'll have a camera to be able to see each other, to go to Xbox Live Arcade, download Arcade. I think we've got to make it more approachable. Remove the barrier of credit cards, done. Make it free at first, done. And I think our goal in the next generation is not only to bring more people into live, but actually to get 1 out of every 2 boxes connected. So when you buy your Xbox 360, it's my goal to make it all you need to do is bend over and plug it into your Ethernet connection in the wall, and you're good to go and you're connected. And it's a very simple UI and interface. My goal, I think everybody that has a broadband connection in their home should connect it and have fun. No obligation financially.
Thanks very much for your time, Peter, and thank you also for the offer of a free Xbox 360 on camera. We've got a permanent record. I'll expect it to arrive the day after launch.
And
thanks.
$399, it's all yours.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks very much, mate.
Microsoft Xbox 360.
The Microsoft booth featured an exhaustive array of playable games, from racing titles such as Need for Speed Most Wanted, to adventure games such as Cameo, and flight sims such as World Air Force. However, there was one title suspiciously absent from the show floor. I'm here at the Tecmo Dead or Alive 4 event with the coolest man in gaming, Itagaki-san. Itagaki, we haven't seen anything from on DOA 4 since E3. What have you been able to do since we saw you in Los Angeles?
It's completely different from what we showed at E3. The overall pacing of the game has increased by about 150%. In the previous games, if you knock somebody down, you couldn't do anything after that. You have to wait for them to get up. But now you can kick them while they're down. You can do all this stuff. So the pace is, it's really speedy.
So, we've looked at the games tonight. It looks like an incredible amount of detail. Visually, they just look amazing. How much change in how the fighting occurs and that sort of thing?
It's really difficult to explain all the details in such a short length of time, but if the previous game was at, say, 100, this would be at 180. So it's a really huge, drastic upgrade this time. Fighting games typically, they improve slightly, bit by bit each version, but now for this version, we're taking a huge leap forward. It's a big adventure for us, Team Ninja, and it's a huge present that we think for the fans.
Sega had a huge video wall featuring their next generation lineup. Take a look at these stunning games.
Know your roots? Let's take a look.
The floors of TGS are going off, but at the same time, I'm a big fan of the old school. I love my retro gaming, so I asked my friend Pascal, where do I go in Japan if I want to get stuck into that sort of stuff?
Well, if you're about classics, Super Potato is pretty much the place you gotta check in Japan. It's in Akihabara, Electric Town, and it's Japan's favorite. They got stock up to the rooftop, they got Mario bits, music coming out of the window. We just gotta get in.
Super Potato, let's go see what they got. Pascal, what do you want to show me?
Well, if you're a Nintendo fan, they have piles of Famicom systems. They have piles of Super Famicom, they have piles of Nintendo 64, they even have the Virtual Boy for Christ. If you're not about Nintendo, you might be about Sega, whether it's the Dreamcast, the Saturn, the Mega Drive, they got it all. Well then, it's not enough to get yourself a Super Famicom controller and a Super Famicom system. You also need games for it, and they get a pretty large library of it. So, what's your style, man?
Well, I think I can't go anywhere without a Super Mario World.
Rockman X is not a bad game either.
Can't leave without Rockman X.
ActRaiser for Menix, Tales of Fantasia, Dragon Quest, Breath of Fire, Fantasy.
Pascal, I need 1 or 2 Game Boy games. Do you know where I could go to find some? Oh yeah, and if you like Famicom, they got 1 or 2 games for that as well. Rows upon rows of Sega Saturn Gold.
Dead or Alive 2, Soul Calibur, Grandia 2.
You know what, Pascal? I'm going to save us both a bit of time. I'm going to go and see the guys at the front. Let's just get one of each.
Ask them how much they want for the shot.
So what do they say?
I'm very sorry, man. They don't want you to move in. They don't want to sell the shop to you. So pretty much we have to leave now.
Bad news on every front. But Probably Ryan's up to something amazing at TGS. Let's go see what he's doing.
We promised you beautiful women, and we'd hate to let you down. Tokyo Game Show is all about the games, but it's also all about this.
We're down here at Capcom and we're very fortunate to have Haruki-san showing us his latest game, Dead Rising on the Xbox 360.
This game starts in an American small town where a zombie outbreak has happened. The hero is a journalist who is trying to get to the bottom of what exactly caused this zombie outbreak. Basically, the goal of this game is to survive 10 days in this mall, get to the bottom of the truth, and then get out of this mall. Basically, the hero is in the middle of this incident, and he's thrown in it with a lot of other characters as well. He has to go and find them, save them from zombies, and try to talk to them to get to the bottom of it. There's a wide variety of items and things that you can do in this mall. For example, you can pretty much pick up almost anything you see and use it as a weapon. You can pick up food and eat it. You can find music and play it. You can pick up a book and read it. You can even walk around the mall, knock things over, and pick stuff up. Right now, he's in the middle of a place with a lot of zombies trying to attack two people, and he's got to fight against the zombies in order to save those two people and guide them to victory. If he goes to a place in the mall like the gun shop, then he can also pick up guns and other weapons to help him. Besides just walking around the mall, there's a lot of other things the player can do. He can climb ladders, he can even find crates and create barriers to prevent zombies from getting through. In the first 3 days of the game, a lot of small missions will be available, and so you just have to work your way through all of those smaller missions. By following those missions, you can find out what exactly caused all of this zombie incident to happen in the first place, but if you don't feel like doing those missions, it's pretty free where you can go and do whatever you want to do. You'll find a lot of other humans that are surviving right now, and they'll ask for help. You can either choose to help them, or you can just leave them to the wolves, basically. For example, if one of those surviving humans has a gun, you could let a zombie attack them, kill them, and then take that gun. Because these hundreds of zombies are going to be coming at you, it's going to be tough to fight your way through and survive this whole thing. In addition to all of the zombies that are surrounding you, there's also kind of like these mid-bosses. While they're not zombies, they're actually humans, and this whole incident of being trapped in this mall with zombies waiting to kill you is what causes them to kind of go over the edge and go a little crazy. So they're going to be the tougher enemies to fight than the zombies, but there will usually be one-on-one. I personally feel that more than the actual zombies themselves, what's scary is what people become when they're surrounded by the zombies. The best ending that you can get is if the main character can actually get to the bottom of what caused the zombie incident, get out alive, and use that information to become a famous journalist, and that's sort of his happy ending.
Well, that's it from us here at TGS 2005. What a show. 3 days of the most intense gaming goodness, from the retro to the present gen and all the way into the next generation. We've given you the highlights, but if you want more footage, don't forget to check out the bonus material where you'll see even extra footage of the gaming goodness here at TGS 2005. Sayonara, see you next year where once again you'll get access. So here we are at TGS 2005, and I can tell you, there's no place in the world I'd rather be, and from the looks of things, I'm not alone. Over the next 3 days, over 1,400 people are going to check out... Okay, we're about to head in and see the keynote address for Microsoft and Nintendo. Now, I think Microsoft are going to be pretty keen to get Japan pumped about the 360, and Nintendo, I have heard a very small rumor, are going to be revealing the latest controller for the Nintendo Revolution. So if you're as excited as I am, get on your excited boots and let's get in there. That was... Konnichiwa.
Ni hao.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. 私中国人です。上海。上海。
Yeah, it's been a good year for them. Are we on? And what's your take about online gaming?
I'm down on the street. There's lots of funky people here for me to meet.
Hi. How are you? Good. Good, thanks. Okay, we're about to go into the keynote conference for Nintendo and Microsoft. That's two of the biggest names in gaming. Now, rumor has it that Nintendo's about to reveal the controller for the